This came in from Dave O'Brien. Says, I listened to a podcast the other day from someone other than Steve, and the guest speaker recommended a custom saddle maker for mules. Out of curiosity, I went to the custom saddle site and just shook my head. Their advertising picture, in that picture, they had the saddle sitting too far forward. The saddle was not split in the back, and they only had a front cinch. I felt bad for their customers, for their mules. That's not the first time we've heard that. Matter of fact, we've seen Steve's saddles not split in the back, and that's because some folks will buy it and they'll decide to make modifications to it, and all of a sudden it changes the design. Steve, in particular, because we have seen that multiple times, when folks see that split in the back, obviously there's some folks that think it needs to be sewn up together. What's the reason for that? And why is that wind up being a bad deal for the mule?
Well, there's two reasons for it. Okay, number one, that if you see, there's a lot of mules that when their hip comes over and drops down, there are three vertebrae that kind of stick up. And your saddles that are sewed across the back and that are solid across the back, they tend to rub a hole into those backbones. And what that does, it creates a fistula, and it gets really swelled and big, and they end up with a big edema on there. And it's the reason is because they sew up the back end. On a mule, since they're very lateral when they're walking, they move their hips very unique, okay? And since they do, and since they're very lateral when they're walking, that those hips will burn. It's called burning. You'll see the hair literally wear right off of them. It's not the saddle's fault. In some ways, it's the way the mule walks. So what I did is I took my saddle and I designed it in such a way so that it's open in the back and it also fits the slant of the back. I've had people send me pictures saying it's not sitting flat. And I said, yeah, that's right. It's good. That's what you want. You don't want it laying flat on the mule's back because they're very lateral when they're walking, very smooth when they're walking, therefore, and it makes for a very nice ride. But then you're not soring your mule, okay? And then if you only have a front cinch, shame on you.